Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, we will be starting our dars now. Okay, we will be starting the dars now then. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. We are currently studying the third verse of Surah Al-Baqarah, the second chapter of the Holy Quran. The verse under discussion, the word-by-word translation is as follows: Dhalika, that, Al-Kitab, the book, La Raib, no doubt, Fihi, in it, Hudan, guidance, Lil Muttaqeen, for the righteous. This is the perfect book, there is no doubt in it, it is a guidance for the righteous. We are currently studying the last portion or the last phrase in this ayah, Hudal lil Muttaqeen, that it is a guidance for the righteous, it is a Holy Quran, it is a guidance for the Muttaqeen. So yesterday we discussed the four meanings of Hudal lil Muttaqeen which have been given by Hazrat Muslih Maud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, not yesterday, the day before. So today we will continue the discussion on this part of the ayah, Hudal lil Muttaqeen. Hazrat Muslih Maud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says that one of the allegations which is raised against Hudal lil Muttaqeen, against the part of the Holy Quran that it is a guidance for the righteous, is that since the Holy Quran is a guidance for the righteous, then we must need a separate book to make people righteous first. So the allegation is that Holy Quran's claim is to guide those who are the righteous. It is a hidayah, it is a guidance for those who are already muttaqi, those who are already have taqwa, those who are already righteous. So the allegation states that means that we need a separate book to first make a person righteous, and once a person become righteous, they can take benefit from the Holy Quran, since Holy Quran is only guidance for those who are righteous. Hazrat al-Muslih al-Maud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu answers this allegation by saying that first of all, this is not correct. Holy Quran has made the claim over and over again that it is not only guidance for the righteous, rather it is guidance for every type of person, whether a person is a believer, whether a person is a disbeliever, meaning generally Holy Quran is a guidance for every single person, no matter what walk of life or what sort of person that person might be. So the first verse, which is as a Muslim Maud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, quotes various verses of the Holy Quran to highlight this point. So Hazrat Muslih Maud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, for example, quotes the verse of the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Fath, which is chapter 48, verse number 27. The relevant part of the ayah is as follows: فَأَنزَلَ اللَّهُ سَكِينَتَهُ عَلَى رَسُولِهِ وَعَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَأَلْزَمَهُمْ كَلِمَةَ التَّقْوَى وَكَانُوا أَحَقَّ بِهَا وَأَهْلَهَا. Meaning Allah sent down His tranquility on His messenger and on the believer, and made them adhere firmly to the principle of righteousness. Meaning Allah Ta'ala gave the alzamahum kalimat taqwa, Allah Ta'ala gave taqwa, Allah Ta'ala gave righteousness to the believers in general. Whether, meaning Holy Quran not only is a guidance for the righteous, rather it provides taqwa. Alzamahum kalimat taqwa. The Holy Quran makes a person muttaqi. So the allegation is pointless because it is only looking at one verse of the Holy Quran. Whereas in the other parts of the Holy Quran, the claim of the Holy Quran is that Holy Quran makes a person muttaqi. So, Holy Quran gives us the taqwa, and also Holy Quran gives us the guidance through that taqwa. Both of those things are provided by the Holy Quran. The verse again was Surah Al-Fath, verse number 27. Then Hazrat Muslim Maud Raziallahu Ta'ala anhu says, Holy Quran is very clear that the guidance of the Holy Quran is for all of mankind. Allah Ta'ala says in Surah Ali Imran, Hadha bayanul linnasi wa huda, that the Holy Quran is a clear demonstration, and it is a guidance, and it is an admonishment for all mankind. This is Surah Ali Imran, verse number 139. The translation is, this, the Quran, is a clear demonstration to men, and a guidance and an admonition to the God-fearing. So the first verse of the Quran, which was presented by Huzur, proves that the Holy Quran gives taqwa to a person, makes a person muttaqi. Now the second part, these second set of verses, which are being provided by Hazrat Muslim Maud Raziallahu Ta'ala anhu, are a proof that the guidance of the Holy Quran is for all mankind. Hadha bayanul linnas, for all mankind. Wahuda. So it is a guidance and bayan and mau'iza for all mankind, not only for a particular type of people. Another verse of the Holy Quran is that Hada linnasi hudal linnasi wa bayyinatin min al-huda. In Surah Al-Baqarah, it is mentioned the Holy Quran is hudal linnas. It is a guidance for all of mankind. So the allegation that the Holy Quran only guides the muttaqeen, hence we need a separate book to first become a muttaqi, is a pointless allegation. Why? Because number one, the claim of the Holy Quran is that Holy Quran itself makes a person muttaqi. That was the first verse I presented to you from Surah Al-Fath. Then these verses of the Holy Quran from Ali Imran and Al-Baqarah are very clear that the guidance is not only for muttaqin. It is not only hudal lil muttaqin. Rather, the Holy Quran is hudal lin nas. Hudal lin nasi wa bayyinatin min al-huda. Again in Ali Imran, hada bayanul lin nasi wa huda. It is a guidance not only for the muttaqin, rather the Holy Quran is the guidance for all of mankind. So the allegation is due to lack of the reading of the Holy Quran. They only look at one verse of the Holy Quran and then raise the allegation. But if they had read the Holy Quran in its entirety, they would have seen that the claim of the Holy Quran is that the Holy Quran makes a person muttaqi, and that the Holy Quran is a hidayah, Holy Quran is a guidance for all of mankind. Then the Holy Quran also states, وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ, that the Holy Quran has explained the guidance which has been sent in the Holy Quran has been explained in various ways so that every sort of person can understand. The verse I quoted is Surah Al-Kahf, chapter number 18, verse number 55. وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ, and surely we have explained in various ways in this Quran for the good of mankind all kind of similitudes, all kinds of examples. The meaning of that is that the Holy Quran gives different type of example. That is why if you read the Holy Quran, you will notice that the same topic is repeated again and again in different manners. Whether it is the unity of God, whether it is the need for prophethood, whether it is about good morality, same topic is mentioned again and again in different manners. And that is what is mentioned in this verse, وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ. Sarrafa means to change something, to turn something upside down again and again. So وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا, that we have given many examples in the Holy Quran in different manners. Why? Because Holy Quran is hudal lin nas. It is not only a guidance for a specific type of people. If you read a book which is intended for a specific audience, it will have a specific type of language. For example, if you pick up a textbook, and that textbook is for the science students, for grade 12, for senior high science student, the language that will be used in that book will not be understood by people who are in the lower class. If you pick up a book, if you read up a scholarly academic article, if you on science, on religion, or anything, if a normal lay person tries to read it, a lot of times they cannot understand, because the terminologies that are used in there, the language that is used in there, the examples that are given in there are not familiar to a regular person. So if the Holy Quran was a hidayah, it was a guidance only for muttaqeen, then it would have had only one kind of language. But this verse of the Holy Quran that وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ is an example, is a proof that the Holy Quran is for all type of different natures. Whether a person is intellectual in nature, whether a person is emotional in nature, whether a person is already on the high level of taqwa, whether a person is currently suffering, struggling with immorality, with spiritual sickness, no matter what type of person it is, he will be able to find some kind of benefit from the Holy Quran, because Holy Quran is Hudal Linnas, it is a guidance for all of mankind, and it gives us the taqwa, and more importantly, وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ, because Allah Ta'ala has explained the matters of spirituality, the matters which are explained in the Holy Quran have been explained in all these different manners. In other verses, Surah Bani Israel, verse number 42, chapter 17, verse number 42, Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِيَذَّكَّرُوا, that we have explained the truth in the Quran in various ways, so that people may admonish, so that people may take heed, so that people may understand. So again, in this verse, Allah Ta'ala is explaining that the Holy Quran is not a book only for a specific type of people. Rather, whatever type of person will pick up the Quran and read it with the open mind, he will have benefit from it. Then Hazrat Muslih Maud Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu quotes another verse, which is in Surah Al-Rum, that وَلَقَدْ ضَرَبْنَا لِلنَّاسِ فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ بِكُلِّ مَثَلٍ. وَلَقَدْ ضَرَبْنَا. So in the first one was صَرَّفْنَا, and here is ضَرَبْنَا. And Hazrat Muslih Maud Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu explains that the difference between sarrafna and darabna is sarrafna, the focus is on different type of examples, meaning the same thing is explained in different manners, whereas the focus of darabna is that Allah Ta'ala is explaining things by comparing it to other things, meaning analogies. Darab al-mathal means to give an example, making similitudes, making comparisons to explain something. And sarrafna means the Holy Quran gives all of these different analogies. So in the sarrafna part of the ayah, the focus is that Allah Ta'ala gives example in all of these different manners. And وَلَقَدْ ضَرَبْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ means that the Holy Quran compares different things to explain it to people. Now, again, the claim of the Holy Quran is that Holy Quran opens the pathways of taqwa for all type of people. Allah Ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ya ayyuhan nasu ubudu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum walladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. The Holy Quran's teaching is so that you may become righteous. La'allakum tattaqun. Hazur has not given the example here, but if you read the verses about fasting, also mention la'allakum tattaqun. So the teachings of the Quran are there to make us muttaqi. Allah Ta'ala also says in Surah Taha, وَكَذَلِكَ أَنزَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا وَصَرَّفْنَا فِيهِ مِنَ الْوَعِيدِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ. That Allah Ta'ala has revealed this Holy Quran in clear Arabic language, and Allah Ta'ala has given different warnings in the Holy Quran, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ, so that you may become righteous. So all of these verses that I have given to you, they are here to highlight 2 points. Number one, remember where we started from. We started from the allegation that some people say, since the claim of the Holy Quran is Hudal lil-muttaqin, it is a guidance for the righteous, that means only righteous people can take benefit from the Quran, only muttaqin can take benefit from the Quran, and we need a separate book, a separate set of instructions to make a person muttaqi. Holy Quran answers both parts of this allegation by number one saying that the Holy Quran is a hidayah, it is a guidance not only for muttaqin, but rather for all types of people. I have presented to you many verses that Hazrat Muslih Maud has explained, that هَذَا بَيَانٌ لِلنَّاسِ وَهُدَى هُدًى لِلنَّاسِ وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ. Meaning all of those verses that I have explained to you are there to prove that the guidance of the Quran is for all of mankind, and in the Holy Quran things have been explained in different manners so that all sorts of different people with different intellectual capacities, with different emotional capacities, with different levels of taqwa can take benefit from the Quran. Second part of the allegation was that we need a separate book to make people muttaqi. Because Holy Quran is Hudal lil Muttaqeen. You have to be already righteous to benefit from the Hidayah. So the second part of the allegation is we need a separate set of instruction to make a person muttaqi. But that is also not correct. Because the Holy Quran also claims that it makes a person muttaqi. There are hundreds of verses in the Quran, dozens of verses in the Quran where Allah Ta'ala says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ يَتَّقُونَ, that we are telling you this. This commandment has been given to you. This Quran has been revealed to you. Warnings have been given to you so that you may become muttaqi. So Holy Quran is a guidance for all of mankind, and Holy Quran makes a person muttaqi. Both of these claims are proven from the Holy Quran. Hazrat Muslih Maud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says, then the question arises, what is the reason that in this verse of the Holy Quran, meaning Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 3, the verse we are studying right now, Allah Ta'ala says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Why didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلنَّاسِ, that it is a guidance for all of mankind? Why the focus on هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ? The answer given by Hazrat Muslih Maud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu is twofold. Again, number one is that the reason this verse is, the question this verse is answering is that what is the need of the Quran in the presence of the previous scriptures? Remember, the Holy Quran is only opening right now. We have only read Surah Fatiha, and right after Surah Fatiha, this is the second or third verse. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alif Lam Mim, Dhalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fih, Hudal lil Muttaqin. So, if a person is reading the Holy Quran, he still has this question in his or her mind, then why do I need to read the Quran? I have the Bible, I have the Vedas, I have the Zoroastrian scriptures, I have the Buddhist scriptures. Why do I need to benefit from the Quran? And the different answers we have discussed already. The answer given here is Hudal lil Muttaqin. That the answer is that the previous books may have made you a righteous person, but this book of the Quran, this book, the Quran, it is a guidance even for the righteous people. Even if you are already muttaqi according to your mind, there is still you can learn from this book. So like I gave the example of academic textbooks before, someone may say, I have already done masters in my field. Why do I need to read this book? And in the abstract or in the beginning, in the preface of that book, the book will say that this book has new information that was not discovered at the time you did your masters. Or this book focuses on this aspect, etc., etc. So the Holy Quran is answering the same question. That a person from a different religion, when they pick up the Quran, and they say, I'm already a Christian, I'm already a Jewish person, I'm already a Buddhist or a Hindu or a Sikh, why do I need to read the Quran? So the answer is that even if you're already muttaqi, there are still higher levels of hidayah. There are still higher levels of guidance that you can benefit from through the Holy Quran. Second part of the answer is, the reason Allah Ta'ala has mentioned Hudal lil Muttaqin in this verse and not Hudal lil Nas is because that the taqwa which is referred here is a different type of taqwa. And if you read the writings of Hazrat Masih Maud, Hazrat Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam, he focuses on this aspect a lot. If you read many of his quotations have been gathered under this verse of the Holy Quran, in Urdu at least, in Tafsir Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam. And over there, Hazrat Masih Maud, Hazrat Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam, points again and again that the taqwa which is mentioned in this verse of the Holy Quran, Hudal lil Muttaqin, is not the taqwa is not the righteousness of higher degree of iman. That is not the taqwa which is being talked here. The taqwa, according to Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam, which is being talked about in this verse, is the general taqwa which is found in the fitrah, in the nature of human beings. Hazrat Muslih Maud radiyallahu ta'ala who explains this in Tafsir Kabir, he quotes the verse of Surah Al-Shams. Allah Ta'ala says, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, that human nature has been revealed, the revelation has been given to human nature about what is wrong and what is taqwa. فَأَلْهَمَهَا meaning Allah did the ilham to the nafs, fujuraha, that this is wrong, this is obscenity, this is open transgression, and taqwaha, fujuraha wa taqwaha. Taqwa, that Allah Ta'ala revealed taqwa into the nafs of men. So Hazrat Masih Maud and even Hazrat Muslih Maud Ta'ala anhu have focused here that Hudallil Muttaqeen is not talking about the taqwa which is attained at the higher level of spirituality. Rather, the taqwa or righteousness which is being talked about in this verse is the righteousness of human nature. And the righteousness of human nature is that a person accepts the truth. He does not knowingly fight the truth. Some people have this taqwa in their heart. Some people are able to preserve their nature, their good nature. That when something true is presented to them, they're willing to accept their mistake. But there are other types of people who have hidden the true nature. They have hidden the taqwa of their heart through their ego, through their sin, etc. And even if the truth becomes manifest to them, even if it becomes clear that this is the truth, they are not able to take benefit from them because of their sin, because of their ego, because of their jealousy, etc., etc. So Hudallil Muttaqeen means that a person who still has their righteous nature, not righteousness in terms of iman, but rather righteousness in terms of pure nature, those people will be able to benefit from the guidance of the Holy Quran. So to summarize the discussion for today, the allegation was that the Holy Quran is saying Hudallil Muttaqeen, it is a guidance for the righteous. So the allegation stated, number one, Holy Quran is only guidance for those who are righteous. And because of that, the second part of the allegation was that we need a separate book to make a person muttaqi. Both parts of these allegations are clearly answered in the Holy Quran. Holy Quran says again and again that it is Hudallin Nas, that it is a guidance for all of mankind. وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ. And that is why Allah Ta'ala has explained the same thing over and over in the Holy Quran, so that different types of people, whether they're muttaqi or not, muttaqi in terms of a higher level of iman, they can take benefit from those examples. So, Holy Quran's guidance is not limited to any group of people. The guidance of the Holy Quran is all of mankind or all different natures. Second part of the allegation was that Holy Quran does not make a person muttaqi. Holy Quran is only guidance for those who are already muttaqi. So we need a separate book to make a person muttaqi. And that is also disproven from the Holy Quran, because Holy Quran states again and again in the Holy Quran that these commandments which are given in the Quran are لَعَلَّكُمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ وَتَتَّقُونَ. Okay? So the taqwa can also be attained, righteousness can also be attained through the Quran. The last part of our discussion today was that what was the reason then that Allah Ta'ala said Hudallil Muttaqeen? Why didn't Allah say Hudallil Nas? And the reason for that is, number one, it shows that the Holy Quran is a guidance even for those people who are already muttaqi. And it proves the need of the Quran in the presence of the previous scriptures. Even if a person is already benefiting from previous scriptures of the Quran, he still can benefit from the Quran because it is Hudallil Muttaqeen, it is a guidance for even those who are already muttaqi. And another point about this was that the taqwa or righteousness which is mentioned in this verse, Hudallil Muttaqeen, is not the righteousness which comes through iman. Rather, this is the righteousness which comes through following the true nature. Because Allah Ta'ala says, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, that Allah revealed righteousness to human soul. You don't have to be a Muslim, Hindu or Christian or any specific religion to have that taqwa, to have that righteousness in your soul. Human soul is born with righteousness. And those people who are able to preserve that righteousness of their nature, those people who are able to preserve the righteousness of their soul, they will be the one who will be able to take full benefit from the Holy Quran. So inshallah we will summarize this verse of the Quran tomorrow, and then inshallah tomorrow or day after tomorrow we will start from about the 4th verse of the Quran of Surah Al-Baqarah. May Allah Ta'ala enable me and enable all of us to read the Quran, to understand the Quran and take full benefit from it. Ameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad wa barik wa sallim innaka Hamidum Majid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.